coming. When I go dance, I go dance, I go dance, I go dance, just keep it coming. Just keep it coming. When I go dance, I go dance, I go dance, 'cause I go high, and you got money, your pocket's dry, it's raining on me, you think you're mine, I think it's funny. When I go dance, I go dance, I go dance, I go dance, just keep it coming. Yeah, I go dance.
Feeling my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart. I can't tell where the journey will end, but I know where it starts. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in a dream, and life will pass me by if I don't open up my eyes. But that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. 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 So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. I didn't know I was lost.
Didn't know I was lost.
I 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 didn't know I was lost. So wake me up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to United States Air Force B-2 Spirit 500
Well, that sound of B-2 Spirit flyover after music from Aloe Black and Kiza. And with that, we officially welcome you into our broadcast booth for the 136th Tournament of Roses Parade. Happy New Year. I'm Alex Michelson.
And I'm Christine Devine. What a way to start the new year. It is 2025. We're here to showcase the best of Southern California. That is our weather and, of course, our people. So welcome. Thank you for joining us here for our coverage.
It's the first time we broadcast live on Fox in about 30 years. We're also streaming live on the Fox local app. And as a little kid, I remember coming here and being in these grandstands, and to now be here broadcasting is such a thrill.
It is a great day. We are happy to celebrate with you. I don't know if I should admit, but I was here for that coverage 30 years ago right here. Glad to be back here to showcase Southern California. And thank you, everybody who came out from other states to enjoy our great weather.
So 30 years ago, we weren't talking about electric cars, but now we are. This is our first float. This is our presenting sponsor, which is Honda. It's called Electrified Dreams. And what they're doing is showing off their their electric vehicles. You see right there on the screen right now the Honda Prologue, which is the first all-electric SUV. They also have the first all-electric Acura model, which is the XDX Type S. They're trying to have a fully electrified fleet by the year 2040. Though Honda has been a participant in this parade for some 63 years.
Alex, a reminder of how far we've come. Back in the late 1800s, when this all started, it was a horse and carriage.
Yes.
And now we have electric cars.
Yeah.
It's a big change.
Yeah, and so Honda's float is especially spectacular to start things off, as they have year after year as well.
You know, we went down to the set design location. Alex, I think you tried to get in the car to drive off with it.
Yes, it is foam. It's foam. It's not an actual car, although it looks very much like a real car. And, you know, all of the stuff we're going to be seeing today, almost all of it is covered by real flowers. Some 18 million roses on display through this parade. And speaking of horses,
equestrian teams, we love this here. This is the United States Marine Corps West Coast Composite Band. They hail from down the road in San Diego. These musical Marines play over 300 performances a year, and you can hear behind us the crowd is cheering them on. This is wonderful to see. We thank them for being here.
Well, we're looking right now at the mounted color guard, who are starting things off before the composite band. So these folks here are mounted on horseback. They have been leading the parade since 1985, and they are the big introduction for the composite band, which brings together, you know, folks from all over the country. This is the only time of the entire year that all of them perform together, and they've been a Rose Parade favorite for some 20 years.
But celebrating here the legacy of the mounted Marines there, then followed by that band. And we are just thrilled to have our first band coming through here as we celebrate the Rose Parade here in Pasadena. And great to see the beautiful weather, isn't it? We've had rain on rare occasion, but this is our Southern California. And that's why they started this parade, too, to showcase our weather in December and January for those who are back east, perhaps in snowy upstate New York, for example.
Where you hail from. Let's listen in. My favorite organization, which is the Boys and Girls Club. The name of this float is Kindness is Free. You see it right there. And the idea is training kids that the best way to combat bullying is with kindness. And you see a small act of kindness there on top, which is what led to them winning the Humor Award. You see kids walking alongside the float that are all part of the Boys and Girls Club. This specifically is the Boys and Girls Club of West San Gabriel Valley and the East Side as well, who have worked hard on this float. And the center of the attraction is that beautiful tree made from a mix of dark lettuce seed, crushed walnut, and onion seed. Yeah.
Dark lettuce seed and crushed walnut and onion seed. The things that they use to make these floats and bring them to life, just spectacular. And the movement, too.
Yeah, many of these floats are animated, which they work hard on, which is really great. Now we move to
celebrating a day of service. This is Lions International. Could you tell by the lions there? The Lions proudly support communities worldwide with 1.4 million members. They've been a part of this tradition, Alex, since 1948. So good to see them back again.
And one of the cool things here is many of the Lions are wearing glide glasses, which pay tribute to one of the Lion International's global causes, which is vision.
Yes,
and you see that there.
The flowers used, 30,000. Okay.
Now we've got more music. We're moving on now to the Fresno State Bulldog Marching Band. They have over 250 members. It's the second time they perform live at the Rose Parade. Let's listen to them. Take it away. Bulldogs.
And look on the drums there, the theme, best
I love
day
that
ever
they have
on
that
the
written
drum.
there on the drums. And they got a long walk. It's a 5.5 mile route. So they start here and Orange Grove and keep walking for quite a ways here in Pasadena, continuing to perform beautifully. Our friends from Fresno State. Go
They might
Bulldogs.
have practiced for this.
Yeah.
Get in good shape for this. But what a way to kick off the new year in such a healthy way. All right, we got another float coming down the street here. I love this one. Kaiser Permanente. More healthy days for more healthy years. And they, look at there, proudly announcing the Wrigley Legacy Award winner coming through right here. What they have here, yellow button mums, bright yellow, orange, peach, white, hot pink, light green. I mean, all kind of colors of carnations, too.
Yeah, and so the cool idea here is basically this is the concept of a healthy day from start to finish. So you see on the left side of your screen is the sun. That's the beginning of the day when you wake up. At the end is the moon when you go to sleep. And you see some of those displays, Christine, which are really spectacular, which are animated, which are health trackers. The idea of Kaiser Permanente working to have a healthier lifestyle.
Look at the sun. I love the sun there. There's vegetables. Good health is so important. Number of flowers used on this one, Alex? 50,000 plus flowers. Right. Oh, hello, everybody. I want to wave right back at you.
Yeah, and so you see basketball and bike riding and healthy eating and all different aspects of living a healthy lifestyle from our friends at Kaiser Permanente, and their volunteers work so hard. Look at the sun. The movement
Isn't that so cool?
of that is really impressive.
And you know, we talk about the designs of these floats. They start designing tomorrow. If you remember the famed float designer, Raul Rodriguez, he told me, I go, what vacation do you? He goes, none. I start the next day designing floats.
January 2nd, but today is the day to celebrate. And speaking of celebrate, here's a huge ovation for the Grand Marshal of the Tournament of Roses Parade, Billie Jean King, who is the winner of 39 Grand Slams, 20 Wimbledon titles. That's a record, of course, but probably the greatest, one of the greatest female tennis players of all time, but a transformative athlete for women's sports, for women equality. She founded the Women's Sports Foundation back in 1974, and members of that are here with her for this event. Life magazine called her one of the 100 most important Americans of the 20th century. She is the winner of the Congressional Gold Medal, Presidential Medal of Freedom. Doesn't get more decorated than Billie Jean King.
You know, also, and for those of us who live here in Southern California, she is so active in the sports community with a number of sports, being a team owner and being a voice for people who just love sports.
Yeah, owning the Dodgers, a co-owner, and also the LA Angel City.
Okay,
Now we're moving on to our
Another winner.
sweepstakes winner.
Yes, this is San Diego Zoo, Friendship Across the Earth. Now, why do we have the pandas here? San Diego Zoo just got those pandas again from China there. So talking about friendship across the earth.
Yeah, I was with Governor Newsom in China in 2023 when he met with the Chinese president, and part of what they talked about was pandas. And then a year later, the Chinese president visited America, announced that San Diego would be getting pandas, and now they're the biggest attraction at the San Diego Zoo.
And look at the animation, too, of these creatures. All right, so the panda made of white everlasting flower, white carnation petals, silver leaf onion seed, and black pampas grass.
Wow, they really, pandas bring the world together in an extraordinary way. We continue to move with the Valley Hunt Club, riding now in a Landau carriage drawn by 4 Frisian horses. This group has been riding in the parade since 1890, the first year of the parade. These are real OGs. And what's so cool, Christine, about this parade is that it's this mix of people that have been in here year after year after year, and new people from around the year, but they seem to take real care to try to keep a lot of these older entrants coming back year after year.
You know, driving over here, I was listening to the history of this parade with those horse-drawn carriages. Okay, another, I get to do all the winners. Lucky me, right?
Yeah, so this is the Let Your Life Soar float from One Legacy Donate Life. And they is one of the most popular floats year after year. They've been there for 22 years, and basically it celebrates organ donation. And you see on this, it's a celebration of Children's Day, a Japanese celebration, and all those faces right there are the faces of people who made the choice to donate life. All of this is to encourage you to make the choice to donate life. You can go to donatelifecalifornia.org, choose organ donation, and help other folks live. And you see people have been impacted by this, walking and riding along with this float as well.
This float is always a fan favorite. And Alex, you were down interviewing some of those people as they were preparing the float. It's a chance for them to get to volunteer as well to help decorate. And just the floral photos are amazing. Okay, another band. This is our hometown team here, LAUSD, All District High School Honor Band, Los Angeles Unified School District represented right here. 300 students from 75 high schools. Talk about some camaraderie and friendships being built here.
Let's listen. Their parents that are either here or they're watching them on TV right now and must be so proud of their kids for all the hard work they've done to make this band and to showcase across the world. This parade is airing in 39 countries, 50 million people expected to watch this, and so some of the best and brightest students in Southern California getting to show off for the entire world and start off our new year.
And let's also shout out Anthony L. White, this band under the direction of Anthony L. White. Congratulations. The band has served over 14,000 students since its inception. Remember, it's a compilation band from a number of schools across Los Angeles. And I'm just thinking of the lifelong friendships you meet doing something like this.
I was a band kid back in the day. Played tenor sax and love my fellow band geeks that are out there as well.
Well, I'm just jealous of the talent because I was not a band person. So.
Yeah. So we're going to stick with the Southern California theme, and we're going to stay in Burbank, which is coming up next. Their float is another one of the winners that are happening here. They won the Animation Award for Outstanding Animation. You got to check this thing out because there's a lot of movement happening. The city of Burbank calls this having a lava fun. And you can see there's a lot going on here. There's sound effects, there's colored smoke, there's live flames, and look at the animation here on these different dinosaurs. And so this design is a little bit of going back to the future. Eric Anderson from Toluca Lake, who has been a member of the Burbank Tournament Rose Association for 43 years, entered this design 34 years ago. And back then, they chose a different one of his designs, so he lost to himself. But now it's back to the future, and Eric's design is finally coming to fruition 34 years later.
You know, as we watch this animation, I'm thinking you've got to see these in person.
Well, it's because it's going now. You hear everybody the oohs and ahs because the lava's coming out. The flames are going.
Everybody's safe in your seats, though.
Yeah, we're all good. We're not having a Jurassic Park moment.
That's right. But, you know, for those of you who can ever come down to see this parade or walk around the 3 days after where you can look at the floats up close and personal, it is spectacular.
Panama's in the house, Christine.
Yes, Banda de Música Herberto López Colegio José Daniel Crespo.
Well done. Well done. That was good.
Thank you. All the way from Panama, led by director Irving Rodriguez Bernal. Welcome from Panama. Hope you're enjoying our great weather. Well, they have great weather, too. But probably a little more.
Look at the outfits that they have going.
Representing culture.
Yeah.
This is their third parade appearance. They're famous for their renditions of traditional Panamanian music, and the dancers there.
Take it away. To see so many countries from around the world represented in this parade. We have the Panamanian band here. We've got a band from Mexico upcoming. We've got a band from Japan. And, of course, so many bands from here in Southern California. But not just Southern California. We've got so much of the United States represented with bands as well. So you think of the folks that must be watching this broadcast right now in Panama. I don't know what time it is there right now. But how cool it must be for them to see their loved ones represented as well.
And it's a big band, too. 278 members in this band from Panama. And we say Happy New Year to you in Panama. Thanks for joining us. How proud you must be.
And so we will move from Panama to back in Southern California. And we're about to showcase our friends from Sierra Madre, who are the winners this year of the Golden State Award, which is a depiction of life in California as our friends from Panama continue to twirl and showcase strut their stuff here on here we go.
Those flags are heavy. Not easy.
It's not easy. The Golden State Award winner for depiction of life in California, the Sierra Madre Rose Float. Their float is called Fiesta. They've been participating in this parade for some 93 years. Wow. And they've got 12 members of the Ballet Folklorico de Los Angeles are dancing on both sides of the float as well. They are Mariachi Divas de Cindy Shea are performing live on the float as well. They've won an award again this year. They seem to win an award every year. 17 of 18 years they've won awards when they've been here. And you see these very festive scenes with the music and the outfits as well. I wonder if we can listen to some of the music playing.
I talk about the flowers. We had a chance to preview these floats as they were going up. 14,000 roses fill the deck. If you've ever received a bouquet of flowers or roses at your desk at work, this is amazing. This is the place for you.
Well, and the smells. Think about how great one bouquet of roses smells, and then you multiply that. So that is reason to come check these floats out at Float Fest over the next 3 days.
And all 37,000 flowers used. Okay, the Tournament of Roses president, Ed Morales. Happy New Year to you and your family, sir. Riding in a 1911 Rambler model, 1965. It's the only one in the world. Nice wave there. He's got that wave down with the family there. How exciting for them. He is a lifelong San Gabriel Valley resident, raised in the city of San Gabriel, graduate of Don Bosco Technical Institute in Rosemead, went to UCLA and Loyola Law School. Can you say he's a local guy?
That's exactly.
Definitely a local guy there. Well, he is there with his family. We celebrate them. They live in Pasadena. Ed and Lisa, they have 2 children. I just have to shout this out because it's in my notes.
Yes.
One of his children attends my alma mater, Arizona State University. Promised we'd give them a shout out there. Go Sun Devils.
Christine, not only an alumnus, but a member of the board at Arizona State University. So hopefully they can be here one day playing in the Rose Parade again.
Well, let me take you back to 1987 when I went to Arizona State. We won the Rose Bowl that year, so it was a great year for us.
All right. This is some music. We're really excited about this. The Jackson State University Sonic Boom of the South. You may have seen them performing this year at the Super Bowl with Usher and Alicia Keys. They performed with Motown and NFL games, NBA games, the NAACP Image Awards. A lot of showmanship, a lot of funk. Take it away, guys. You know, Christine, they say in Hamilton, I'm not throwing away my shot. And the folks from Jackson State did not throw away their shot there. They gave that their all. With respect to all the other bands that have performed today, that was something else.
That's a performance.
They know how to put on a show.
That's why they call them the Sonic Boom.
That's why they were invited to the Super Bowl this year. And I love their little Motown tribute that they were doing as well. We heard a little Get Ready there at the beginning of their performance. And they have performed with the folks from Motown before as well. well.
That's a workout there, isn't it?
Well, they got to do this for 5 more miles.
Oh, my goodness.
So, I don't know how many times they stop and do that, but that really is something. A large band and a band that knows how to perform.
They call it a blend of pageantry and funk that just cannot be matched.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, they've got 252 members, and you can see why they're so popular with so many different professional sports teams and in so many big productions as well.
Thank you, Jackson State, for coming out to Southern California. I love this here, the history right here of the Buffalo Soldiers. If you don't know their history, let's talk about it right here. They are Black Americans who served in the U.S. military from the Civil War to World War II. These are the new Buffalo Soldiers. Marshall August Simeon Jr., thank you for being here. Hello, gentlemen. I want to wave right back at you there.
Don't you want to sing the Bob Marley song?
Is that what comes to mind here?
Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah, well, this is a 40-volunteer Buffalo Soldier organization. They do a lot of activities to represent the history of this. There are also the 25th Infantry Bicycle Corps.
Now we're going to take you to Mississippi in a special musical performance.
State's 2 kings, Elvis Presley and B.B. King. With Chapel Hart's soulful melodies and Brandon Bennett's powerhouse vocals, this lush floral tribute from Visit Mississippi, the birthplace of America's music, blends blues, country, and rock and roll.
That's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right, Mama. Just any way you do. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama. Any way you do. The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away. The thrill is gone away. The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away. Even though you done me wrong, you're gonna be sorry someday. The thrill is gone away. One through party in the county jail. Friends of man was there, they began to wail. They were jumping and the jump began to swing. He should have knocked out Jerry, but see, let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody in the wholesale block. People dancing to the jailhouse rock. People dancing to the jailhouse rock. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. I was a sailor, I was lost at sea. Under the waves until love rescued me. I was a fighter, I could turn on the thread. Now I stand accused of the things I said. When love comes to town, gonna jump that train. When love comes to town, gonna catch that plane. Maybe I'm wrong, ever let you down, but I did what I did before love came to town. Love came to town, baby. Mississippi's coming to you. You ain't nothing more than a hound dog. Crying all the time. You ain't got nothing more than a hound dog. Crying all the time. Well, you ain't never fought a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but a
Elvis in the house. That was so great to see. Just a celebration of music there. We thank them for coming here to Southern California. Hello there. I'm Christine Devine. We are really happy to celebrate the start of the new year here. Happy 2025 to you.
I'm Alex Michelson. Thanks so much for being a part of our broadcast of the 136th Tournament of Roses Parade. We keep the fun going with another float right now. We want to show you this. It's from La Canyada Flint Ridge.
Yeah, Yes, let's take a look here. Another winner. I love all the winners and all that they have done to bring these floats to life. And there they are celebrating the Crown City Innovator Award. Take a look at this one. This is from La Cañada Flint Ridge, one of our Southern California communities here. And it is one of only 6 self-built floats in the parade. And they are really celebrating innovation and tech here. And over the lifetime of this organization, they have self-built floats, and they've won 33 awards. And as you look at it, you can see why.
So when you hear self-built float, you wonder, what does that mean? Well, basically, there are 2 companies that build almost all of these floats. One is called Phoenix, another is called Artistic Enterprises. They do an amazing job. And then there are a few folks, including La Cañada Flint Ridge, that say, we're going to build our own, we're going to do this on our own. And they built this themselves. This is a tribute to JPL, which is in La Cañada Flint Ridge. And so you see a Mars rover and an astronaut interacting with an alien. So that hasn't happened yet, but maybe this is a preview of what's to come. Maybe they know something that we don't know.
But that JPL, a true celebration also of Southern California here. We thank them for that beautiful float there, and congratulations on their award.
And all the incredible work that they do day in, day out as well. I mean, JPL is something that we're so proud of here in Southern California as well.
It always amazes me when you work in this space and tech industry how long their projects are to come to life.
Right. Well, we go from very new school to very old school. This is the U.S. Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps, which is under the direction of Commander Benjamin Mac McMillan. So the uniforms here are very old school. They're styled after George Washington's Continental Army. Tricorn hats, red coats, and some white wigs. This is really taking us back here. Let's listen to some of their music.
Watching an old movie here.
Yeah. Cavalry Detachment, which is led by the Marshal, Dacia Wells. They've participated over a dozen times in the past, riding quarter horses and also draft mules here. And they're wearing uniforms that are a little newer than what we just saw. These are from the 1880s, U.S. Army historical uniform, which is around the time when the Rose Parade first started. It first started in 1890.
And it started with horses and carriages because cars were not available in that era. And then graduated, obviously, to cars. And, of course, the celebration of the electric car with our sponsor here.
And we're talking about the transformation of the military. You see this theme that's coming here. And part of all of that is because it is the 250th birthday of the United States Armed Forces. And that's really celebrated with the first ever Army float.
This is one of my favorite floats. We watched this come to fruition as it was being built there. And look at the people that are there on the float celebrating this 250 years of service. There's a George Washington, a Tuskegee Airman, a Navajo Code Talker, and so many great American heroes there on this float, representing the diversity that they say makes America so great.
And sort of the entire span of the history of the Army, starting with George Washington. You see members of the military on board as well that are waving. They're using this as a way to try to recruit folks. This is so cool. I love these guys. These are mini therapy horses from near my hometown of Agoura Hills. These guys are from Calabasas, and look at what they do here. They provide so much joy. They've gone to Shriners Children's Hospital. They've been to the scene of mass casualties to try to help people. They work with the LA County Sheriff's Department. So these guys can do some really cool things. They perform tricks like high fives. They can smile on command, and they play the keyboard as well.
Let's talk about more animals here. This is the Pasadena Humane and Hills Pet Nutrition Welcome Home float. Look at the animated dogs there, but also on that float are 3 dogs, adoptable dogs for you to take home and love with your family. They're from Pasadena Humane. We've got Moto, Rex, and Alfie on that float. A reminder of the dogs that are needing homes in our communities.
And it was cool when these were being created. The dogs that these were based off of came and saw the float. So they modeled those after actual dogs, and they got to see themselves. And I think the dogs were a little confused by what was going on up there.
So many flowers.
Yeah.
Speaking of, 20,000 flowers used on this float. And about those dogs that are adoptable, one is 9 years old, a husky mix. Rex is 6 years old, a shepherd mix. Alfie, 4 months old, a terrier mix. Outstanding parade theme there.
Keep the animal theme going. Now we're moving on to bees. And this is from Kiwanis International, Being Together. They've been in the parade for 43 years, an estimated 24,000 flowers used on this one. There are 500,000 Kiwanis members around the world with 7.7 million hours of volunteer work. And being kind is part of what this is all about. You see those bees' wings flapping, and our thanks to the volunteers from Kiwanis.
So cool. I love the animation in these floats. All right, a band you must watch. This is the Kyoto Tachibana High School Green Band. They're from Japan. Take a look here closely. They say it's soon to be evolved into one of the oldest female marching bands in Japan. Let's listen into them. Matsu, with the intent of improving girls and their health. Looking nice, ladies. Love that parade wave. And welcome to Southern California, all the way from Japan.
Yeah, that's so cool. They really do have that wave down. It's very well done.
You got to practice that all year long.
Very well choreographed.
This band founded in 1961. What a legacy there in Japan.
And coming up next is a float that I think is going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest hit of this entire parade.
Oh,
Wicked.
Wow.
You hear Defying Gravity from Cynthia Eriva playing. You see Elphaba right there flying and defying gravity. You see the Emerald City is part of this, as is Glinda. Look at Glinda and her hair and her crown, and the contrast between the pink and the black and the green all combined. There you see the Emerald City of Oz represented. And a last-minute ad, John Chu, the director of Wicked, is also on this float as well. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see him. Wicked now available on demand if people want to check it out. Streaming tonight, or it started last night, New Year's Eve.
The idea for a float like that? Yeah. I have no idea.
It'd be the biggest cultural phenomenon. But look at the details when you really see all of this up close. It really is spectacular. And even look at, like, the hair is done with black curly seaweed for Elphaba there. And you can hear the music there. Have you seen it yet?
I have seen it, yes. I'm thinking, what a year for the actors. Oh, but we're going to move on to the band. This is the Pasadena City College Herald Trumpets. This is their 45th consecutive year announcing the Rose Queen and her royal court. Stand by for that. Let's hear the trumpet. There is the Rose Court float. Congratulations to them, led by the 106th Rose Queen, Lindsay Charles, and her court. Impressive young ladies, distinguished members of the community. They do so many service projects. They're just really wonderful young women, and we are so proud to celebrate them.
Lindsay Charles is a senior at Westridge School in San Marino. She's involved as the track and field co-president of food campaigns, the Gorillas Club, the STEMology for kids. She basically does it all. And she's fluent in Mandarin as well.
Well, I think we should give her the crown.
Yeah.
They look wonderful. It's such a tradition, such a part of this whole Rose Parade. And every year we love to announce on the news the Queen's Court and the Queen, and just a spectacular time to be a young lady for these girls. Yeah, I love it.
Congratulations to them and to their families as well.
Yes.
Parents, you did good. And it'll be interesting to see what college they choose to enter as well. I'm sure they're going to have lots of options. All right, this is the official band of the Tournament of Roses Parade from Pasadena City College, led by director Kyle Luck. They have been a part of this parade since 1930. That's 96 years. They got 225 musicians. Let's give them a listen.
Isn't it? The flags? That is a physical workout, and they've got quite a long march. This is the start of the parade. They are there with full energy, but they've been here for hours this morning, staging and getting into place.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Pasadena City College.
Impressive work on the flags there as well.
225 members of that band. Okay, I love this here. You know you love this here as well. The Budweiser Clydesdales, the world famous, of course, created in 1933, led by Marshall Brady Jansen. They always travel with a total of 10, as they call them, gentle giants.
Yeah, and we saw that Dalmatian, which we often see in the advertisements for Budweiser. So for folks that may have had a Budweiser or two last night on New Year's Eve, cheers to you. Some of you folks may be watching the rebroadcast of this as we air it throughout the day. Maybe you're sleeping in after enjoying a Budweiser. The Clydesdales started in 1933 as a way to celebrate the end of Prohibition in America. The Clydesdale were a way to honor that and promote that, and they still come year after year. So many Super Bowl commercials, and are majestic. They stand 6 feet tall and can weigh 2,000 pounds. All right,
winner, another winner.
Fantasy Award winner is the Outstanding Display of Fantasy and Imagination, and it comes from the city of South Pasadena. It's called Seize the Day, and you look at the animal buddies here are having their best day ever. They are the oldest self-built float in the parade. They do this themselves, and they started, Christine, back in 1893, in year 3 of the parade.
What's neat about this? 15 different roses on this float. And again, these are volunteers who work on these floats. That's what they brag about with this parade, that it's an all-volunteer team that's sitting there putting each and every flower into place, each and every seed into place. Really a fun thing to do together.
We're looking at bark, sycamore leaves, bougainvillea flowers, all to make this happen. And a lot of those things are donated from the community. Okay, let's talk about some football. We're seeing right now the float from the University of Oregon, who are participating in the Rose Bowl game later on today. Oregon is an undefeated 12-0 in their first year in the Big Ten. They won the Big Ten championship. They're playing against Ohio State, the Ohio State University, later in the game. And if they win, they will go to the semifinals. Here you see the band from the University of Oregon. Of course, the bowl game, the reason they call it the granddaddy of them all, Christine, the Rose Bowl game, is because it was the first ever postseason game in all of college football. It started back in 1902. It is the most majestic, and it's getting a great matchup today. So let's listen to some of the Ducks.
Best day ever. You saw the theme there on that drum right there. That is the theme of this parade. What I like about this is the members here represent 50 different degree programs at the University of Oregon. A lot of camaraderie when you're in a band. Alex, you know you were in a band.
Yes, and over 200 members of this band marching proudly, and what a debut for Oregon. You know, this was the transition from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten, and a lot of folks dismissed a lot of our schools from out west, and they have been the best in the Big Ten and have a real chance to win the national championship this year. College football is trying out this 12-team playoff. We're seeing how it works and how it doesn't work.
An unpredictable year in football.
I mean, college football is in such a different place now with name and likeness and people getting paid and transfer portals, and the whole thing is different. But the Rose Bowl and the Rose Parade endure. And now we're looking at the Hall of Fame inductees from a bit of a different era in college football. Honored this year is LaMichael James, who is a running back from Oregon, and also Michigan State coach Mark D'Antonio, who led the Spartans to a Rose Bowl victory. You see there LaMichael given the O for Oregon, and a lot of Oregon folks here excited to see him. USC's Reggie Bush, also a part of this year's Hall of Fame class. He was supposed to be out here today, not quite sure why he's not. He was a last-minute scratch. Let's hope that he's okay. He was out with them a couple days ago being officially inducted. We'll see if he's a part of the Rose Bowl game a little bit later today.
Well, you've done so many stories on him. I think you have his personal number.
Yeah. Well, I was here with him when USC lost the Rose Bowl to Texas. I was a member of a student here, what is widely considered the greatest college football game, or one of the greatest college football games of all time, and one of the greatest Rose Bowls of all time.
Did you say bowl?
Bowl, yes, there we go.
Bowling.
Yeah.
67 million people bowl. And so this is the GoBowling.com float. It is gorgeous. We saw this one also in production. And this is one of those tall floats that they have to lower to make the trek over to the parade and raise it back up. It is really a wonderful float. The theme chosen because the best day ever to a bowler would be to have a perfect game.
Yeah, and which of course would be a 300 if you're able to get that. I haven't come anywhere close to that. I don't know if you've come anywhere close to that. No. Mookie Betts can do that, who is
a recreational bowler.
Yeah, who's a Dodger superstar who could also be a professional bowler. And so GoBowling.com is a place where you can go and find out info on where you can find bowling alleys and games and all the rest of it near you. And so this is an opportunity to promote that and promote bowling. The parade continues right now with an entry from Northwest Spotted Drafts. It's their first time in the parade. It's the first time that we've ever seen this breed in the Rose Parade before. The Wilder family in the Pacific Northwest has raised these horses for 60 years, and they're showcasing them right here. There they are on being driven and showcasing this really beautiful Northwest Spotted Draft.
Oh, interesting.
Got a lot of different kinds of horses. We got the Clydesdales, we got Andalusans, we've got
part of
these,
a parade.
Yeah,
yes.
And they all somehow get along.
Alex, we're talking football again.
We continue with the Ohio State University. You can't just say Ohio State. You have to say the Ohio State University, who are going to be competing in the Rose Bowl game. They come in 11-2 this year. They're the number 8 seed. This is going to be their 12th time that Ohio State and Oregon have met. So the all-time record is Ohio State 9, Oregon 2. But Oregon have won the last 2, including this season. So it's really unclear who's going to win, which is why we watch. But really a great matchup, one of the best matchups in all of the college football playoff, which is happening this year. And we see the Buckeyes are very proud to be out here today and to be represented. Ohio State has been in so many different Rose Parades and Rose Bowls over the year. And they're here with their band as well. They call themselves the best damn band in the land. And USC calls itself the best band in the history of the universe. So they're the best band in the land. They are considered one of the most celebrated and impressive bands in all of college football.
And what a history. They go back to the late 1800s. And what I think they came out here for, Alex, is the weather.
Yes.
I'm thinking right now in Ohio,
Yeah.
it might be a little chillier than it is here in sunny Southern California.
I'd take Pasadena over Columbus. So we can listen in to some of the pride of the Buckeyes. And now we bring in the mayor of Pasadena,
the
Christine.
mayor of Pasadena, Victor Gordo, with his wife Kelly and their 2 children. This is really a special time to be the mayor of Pasadena. This is your day. People have worked for an entire year plus to bring this day to the rest of the world. And some VIPs on this float. VIPs,
Yes.
We've got Terry Crews, actor, sports figure. Wife Rebecca Cruz also has a fashion line that she debuted here in Pasadena. And we have, they're a longtime Pasadena resident as well. And the famed Jaime Jardín, his wife Maggie Jardín, and their son Jorge Jardín, Baseball Hall of Fame broadcaster.
Yeah, who broadcast the Dodgers in Spanish language for over 60 years. Also lives here in Pasadena. Victor Gordo just won re-election pretty overwhelmingly. And probably the most exciting day of the year to be the mayor of Pasadena has got to be riding in the Rose Parade.
This is a car of locals.
Yes.
You can see why they live in Pasadena. And if you're here and you're driving around the community, it is just a wonderful place to be in Southern California. And in Pasadena came up with the idea for this Rose Parade to bring the weather to the rest of the world in January.
And speaking of cold,
yeah.
Illinois. How about these guys? This is the Lincoln Way Marching Band. They're from the suburbs of Chicago.
Cold.
It's students from 3 different Lincoln Way high schools wearing custom uniforms created specifically for today's parade. They've got 160 members playing, and let's take a listen to them. We are now at the top of the hour, and we want to welcome you back to our continuous coverage of the 136th Tournament of Roses Parade here on Fox 11 locally, airing around the country on Fox stations and streaming on the Fox local app. I'm Alex Michelson.
Thanks for joining us here on New Year's Day. Happy 2025. Hope yours is off to a good start. Or maybe you're still like in your pajamas, taking all this in and enjoying your day off. We welcome you and we thank you for enjoying Southern California with us, specifically Pasadena, California.
And Christine, great to be with you here as we continue this festive day of music and fun and all the rest that is happening right now. And in a few moments, we're going to have another one of our breakout musical performances. But in the meantime, we continue to watch the Lincoln Way marching band making its way down the streets here of Pasadena, visiting us from the East Coast and enjoying our beautiful weather, our perfect sunny skies. This is Chamber of Commerce weather, and a great day to check out some horses as well.
I love these horses. The International Andalusian and Lusitano Horse Association. The Andalusian horse is a Spanish breed. The Lusitano horse is from Portugal, and they compete at the highest levels of equestrian sport. And they are gorgeous. The horse is always a part of this beautiful parade, and we welcome them.
And look at those beautiful outfits they've got going on, too. Festive as well. And so in just a few moments, we're going to have another one of our breakout musical performances. This is going to come from the state of Louisiana. And we're going to hear from Timothy Wayne, who is the nephew of Tim McGraw.
The authentic spirit of a Louisiana Saturday night with this unforgettable float from Explore Louisiana. Join Timothy Wayne for a toe-tapping performance that brings the rich culture and vibrant rhythms of Louisiana's legendary musical heritage to life.
Well, hey, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bow. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. A Louisiana Saturday night. Waiting in the front yard, sitting on a log. A single-shot rifle and a one-eyed dog. You undercut my kinfolk in the moonlight. Louisiana Saturday night. Well, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bow. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. A Louisiana Saturday night. My brother Bill and my other brother Jack, belly full of beer and a possum in a sack. 15 kids in the front porch light. Louisiana Saturday night. When the kinfolk leave and the kids get fed, me and my woman gonna slip off to bed. Have a little fun when we turn out the lights. Louisiana Saturday night. Oh, get down the fiddle and you get down the bow. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. A Louisiana Saturday night. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. A Louisiana Saturday night. Well, you get down the fiddle, now you get down the bowl. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. A Louisiana Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Layton LeBlanc on the fiddle. You get down the bowl, kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Yeah, Louisiana Saturday night.
What an advertisement for visiting Louisiana.
On a Saturday night.
On a Saturday night. Timothy Wayne there, the nephew of Tim McGraw, performing.
Yeah, and that alligator is so cool. We were there checking it out. It's made of lime slices on it, broccoli florets, Brussels sprouts, the things they use to bring the color of these floats is so interesting, right?
It really is extraordinary to see all of it, and we're so privileged to be here with you for this Tournament of Roses parade once again. A very happy new year to everybody that is watching us right now, and what a great way to start off this new year together. The theme of this parade is Best Day Ever, and we hope to help make this one of the best days for you. Start this year off right.
Yes, I'm Christine Devine here with Alex Michelson, wishing you a happy new year wherever you're watching across the globe. We know this is broadcast in several countries as well. Happy New Year to you.
This is the Rotary float, which won the Tournament Volunteer Award. It's called Rotary on the Road with Rotary. They've been a staple in this parade for 45 years. Their theme is about taking things on the road. You see a lot of the different volunteers there who are waving hello to everybody.
It's whimsical.
Yeah, it features buddies who have commandeered a classic truck, and you see a cat taking a selfie. You see a rooster, 2 dogs, pigs, cows. There's the cow right there, which are all so well designed and decorated as well. And this won the award for best volunteer work for a float 35 feet and under. Everybody coming together to make this happen, working on it all year, but really, really working on it in the last few weeks, and especially in the last week, Christine, covering it with all of those flowers. An estimated 17,000 flowers used here.
And talking about another marching band all the way from Florida. Welcome, welcome to California. The Seminole High School Warhawk Marching Band. They first appeared in the parade in 2005 and again in 2013. So we say, welcome back, and let's listen in.
It's Gangnam Style, remember that?
Yes.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's a good performance. When's the last time you heard Gangnam Style?
Well, you brought back memories of mocking the dance move there here in your seat. If only the viewers could see you doing the dance. That is something to see. What a fun song, though.
Yeah,
fun song, fun dance.
it really is. It's something that that trend. It's amazing when something is like the biggest thing in the world, and then it just kind of goes away. But we haven't heard from Psy in a while.
Did it go away?
I guess not.
I don't think
it
so.
left a lasting impression on the Seminole High School Warhawk Marching Band out of Florida as well. They did it well. I appreciate them getting a little of the dance in there as well.
Well, you know, as they're going down the street, people are going to recognize the song, and it just brings a smile to your face.
It does. We need more of that. All right, now the Judges Award. This is for the most outstanding float design and dramatic impact, and it's quite an impact. This is the UPS store float called Helping Dreams Take Flight. It's 3 stories high, and you see a pterodactyl urging her 2 baby pterodactyls to take flight. The UPS store working with Junior Achievement USA to help young individuals succeed, to try to help them take flight. That's why you see this flight theme. And look at the animatronics on these dinosaurs moving, which is really extraordinary to see.
And noting it is one of the tallest floats of the year. And what that means is they have to be able to lower it down to make the trip here to the parade route and then raise it back up, which is such a cool feature there.
Yeah, that one is one of the most impressive in person, which is why it did get the Judges Award. Some 25,000 red and orange roses alone used on this float. And
what have Chinese long beans, orange lentils, gold flaxseed cranberry halves. The Chinese are cranberry halves.
Yeah. gotta get that really miniature detail.
Sure.
But you do see them up close, you really get a sense of all the detail as well.
I mean, yeah, as they're putting like pumpkin seeds.
Yeah.
All right, this one here, Spirit of the West Riders. Look at the history you see when you look at that right there. This is a blast from the past, they say, and that wagon, that chuck wagon, is restored from 1900. It's a Modesto special chuck wagon. They're talking about an era that was covered between 1840 and 1920, period of the America West.
And there's an important cause behind them. They
Yes.
ride on behalf of the John Wayne Cancer Foundation, help raise funds for them as well as awareness. So we thank them for their continued good efforts as they move down the parade float with their lassos and everything else.
I love the history that we see in this parade as well.
Now to the Grand Marshal Award, which is for creative concept and float design, and it's for a first-time entry, which is from the country of Vietnam. Our next float is Love to You, which highlights a journey of dreams. The word you, which is Y-E-U, means love in Vietnamese. And Love 2's mission supports youth and educational programs in the U.S. and in Vietnam. This scene here is a celebration of Tet, which is the Vietnamese Lunar New Year, which is displayed on this float. The red, yellow, orange, and pink all honor Tet. And this is, again, the first time that we have seen them, and they won an award in year one with one of the most colorful displays we've seen.
Happy Lunar New Year, we say to them. You know, I have siblings from Vietnam, foster siblings, and so that is something that they celebrate. And it's a beautiful float. Look at that there, the dancers there on the ground. Amazing.
And that's one of the coolest parts of this. Wow, can you imagine being held like that? The strength to be able to do, both to stay that position and everything else. The celebration of cultures and just being here, and for us learning about this and seeing these floats, you learn about so many different cultures from around the world, all smiling, all coming together, all celebrating this together, thanks to the folks here in Pasadena who put this on and bring this one moment of joy, this best day ever, to people all over the world.
And we saw this float coming to life as well. We were down there at the location they were building it. It was neat to see all the joy. All right, we're talking another band here. This is the United States Navy Band. You do want to listen in to them. U.S. Navy Band founded in 1925, and this year the U.S. Navy celebrates 250 years of defending freedom and protecting America's interests around the world. I have a brother in the Navy, so we celebrate the U.S. Navy.
I think you're going to have a connection to every single float.
Sorry about that.
You got to figure it out. No, it's all good. I love that about you. And that, yeah, I love that theme song as well, as our folks from the military march on, and it puts everybody in a great mood as well, inspiring patriotism and strength and relationships with allies and partner nations. Our thanks to the Navy and everybody who is serving as well. We remember them. Now to the Mayor Award winner for Outstanding Float from a participating city. The city is Alhambra, and their float is called Good Day Dreamin'. Amazing story behind this, Christine. So this was designed by a 4th grade student who lives in Alhambra. Her name is Chelsea Young. And her design included this new dog park, which is coming later this year to the Alhambra Golf Course. It was a way to celebrate it. And Chelsea and her family are riding on the float. Can you imagine being a 4th grader and like having your float design? I don't even know if you can quite conceptualize what that actually means, but seeing it come to life. Alhambra, by the way, has participated in the Rose Parade for 96 years.
Are you jealous? You as a child only got to watch.
Yeah, I was sitting in the grandstands. I wasn't on a float with my dog that big, but we love that dog, and we thanks to Alhambra for bringing it to us.
This float here, I love. It celebrates veterans, coding for veterans. It's called Coming Home to
Fight On.
Yeah,
look, we got the USC people there.
Yeah, that's your people right there,
yeah.
USC. They're back for the 2nd year, and they're a great organization. What they do is train vets in software development and cybersecurity. In just 1 year.
Whoa. Look at them. You get nervous sometimes when you hear sounds, but that's on purpose.
From the float.
Yeah.
Coming from the float. Yeah, anyway, I was saying in just 1 year, graduates go from literally serving on the battlefield to serving in cyberspace. It's about jobs and the economy, and we celebrate our veterans. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your service.
And the only way USC could be a part of this is on that float, because we didn't earn it on the football field. But we appreciate all that they have done as well. And what an important concept, right? Getting people prepared not only for the next era of warfare, which is in terms of coding, but also jobs that can be in many different industries as well. Yep, jobs of the present as well.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of, we just talked about the present, the future. Let's talk about the past a little bit. The New England Honor Marching Band. They are dressed as Revolutionary War soldiers. Again, continuing that celebration of 250 years of American independence. The band is led by John Waters, and students hailing from 6 states of New England. assembled especially for today's parade. This is the one time that they all perform together. We're talking about Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Let's listen to them.
Looking now at the Lutheran Hour Ministries. Behold, Jesus, the Savior, is born. Of course, we just came off of Christmas, an important religious date for Christians around the globe here. And this is their definition of the best day ever, which is the theme of this parade, Christmas. And you have stained glass windows on the church. They highlight other best days: baptism, Jesus and the children, Easter, the ascending Christ, and the returning King. They've been in this parade, Alex, for 74 years. I'd say that is a commitment.
Yeah. Really, you know, and you see the baptism scene there as well. The angel wings there include white fine ground rice and yellow fine cut straw flour to all make that possible. I love the trumpets are so beautiful there.
That's a beautiful thing
as well. All right, more music. This is the Pebble Hills High School Spartan Marching Band. They hail from El Paso, Texas, one of our border communities, and it's their first time ever in the band. The students all born and raised in El Paso. A lot of military parents and students as well from all over with musical backgrounds. Let's give them their big moment. Take a listen.
One thing to note on this band, the Pebble Hills High School Spartan Marching Band from El Paso, Texas, is they want it noted that a lot of their students come from many socioeconomically disadvantaged working families. How proud their families must be to see their children here in Southern California on New Year's Day marching in the Rose Parade. Congrats to them, parents. Job well done.
Yeah, now look at these, the flags. I mean,
and they're making history because they're in the parade for the first time.
A big deal for the community of El Paso who are watching this proudly, watching their sons and daughters on the world stage. Again, some 50 million people around the world watching the Rose Parade this morning.
Think of the fundraising they had to do to raise the money. Often they have to do fundraisers to be able to make it here, you know, a whole different state.
The Americana Award this year is for the depiction of national treasures and traditions, and it goes to Elks USA, Cherished Memories.
Cherished Memories right here. They are showcasing a day in the life at one of their many Elks summer camps across the country. Elks founded in 1868, and they have these virtues: charity, justice, brotherly love, and fidelity. We thank the Elks for being here with us today in the parade. I'd like to go to that summer camp.
Yeah.
To go canoeing.
Yeah, you got the canoe. You got some mountain biking on display there.
Sports, reading, crafts.
You got a 20-foot suspension bridge on display as well. This looks like fun.
Did you ever go to summer camp?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Shout out to Camp Canarit in Agora Hills.
Very nice.
Did you?
I have memories of camp. I was a Girl Scout, so we did things like this, earning our badges. Yeah. Who doesn't love summer camp?
Yeah, and the Elks, founded back in 1868, they now have nearly 800,000 members across the country. They fund millions of dollars worth of scholarships every year for America's youth. You see them, and look at that real waterfall. Isn't that cool?
Oh, yeah. Just a great service organization. I mean, who hasn't heard of the Elks USA, right?
Yeah. It's their 18th year in the Rose Parade, an estimated 34,000 flowers on display there. We keep the horses coming. This is the Painted Ladies Rodeo performers. The ladies all share a tight bond over their love for horses and equestrian skills. They're passing that down to the next generation. That's pretty cool, Christine. You've got grandmothers, daughters, and granddaughters all riding side by side today for the Painted Ladies Rodeo performers, which is their 10th year that they have been in the Rose Parade.
Generations sharing the same passion. Can you imagine that, celebrating that with your family? All right, we've got another float. This is the Core Kidney float. It's in your hands. It takes two is the theme. And what they do is they represent kidney disease. 1 in 3 adults are at risk of kidney disease. And Alex, you were telling me about the float itself. They're representative.
Yeah, so if you look towards the front of the float, hopefully we'll be able to show in a second, you get a sense that the flowers are basically designed like kidneys, and that's supposed to represent kidneys themselves.
They note that it only takes 2 simple tests to screen your kidneys. Obviously, they're sending a message here of health. That's something we probably don't talk about a lot, but here they are, front and center at the Rose Parade with a message for us all. Core Kidney is the name. It's in your hand. It takes 2, those 2 simple tests to screen your kidneys.
More music now and more marching bands. This is the All-Star Marching Band from Mexico. It is led by Luis Alberto Mendoza Gomez. It's the largest and highest level marching band in the entire country of Mexico. And we love their costumes here. A fusion of little traditional Mexican heritage and some modern flair as well. It's the first time that they have been in the parade, and not only do they test their band members' ability to play their instruments, they also do a personality test to make sure that they would be model citizens and be able to be a part of this group. Let's listen into their music. All right.
Another award winner. This is the Display of Showmanship Award. Trader Joe's. Here we go. Did you know Trader Joe's was founded in Pasadena?
I didn't know that until today. I just learned that, yeah.
And if you don't have a Trader Joe's in your city, because we are broadcast globally, it is one of our great stores, markets. They have the neatest foods, fun foods, I always call it. It's one of those places that you just love to go. Great deals. They opened in 1967. They do have 600 stores nationwide.
And so this float is long, the longest float in the parade, 85-foot locomotive float. Using 57,000 flowers.
Wow.
You see, multiple pieces have to be connected to each other so that they can make the turns, because it would be too much to turn. And you see the smoke coming out of that. There's a lot going on. Just like in a Trader Joe's store, there's a lot going on.
It really is a fun float. It's a celebration of food and things you can buy and things that we love to eat. Now, I love going to Trader Joe's and looking around to see what they have, because it's not always your traditional grocery store. They have really fun items that are different. You're like, I'm going to try that.
Yeah. And it's great if you don't really know how to cook, and it makes it pretty easy for you as well, which is good.
You grab and go.
So you look at some of the different offerings there. Look at how cool those are. Spinners.
Want to do some baking?
Well, I know. I'm ready. This is making me hungry. Thanks to Trader Joe's.
They always do a whimsical float.
So we go from Trader Joe's, which started here in Pasadena. We take you around the world now to Elsinore, Denmark.
Oh.
Can you imagine the travel that these women here did? It's they're the Elsinore Girls Marching Band. They're from Kronborg Castle, which is at the center of their hometown, which is the setting for Hamlet from Shakespeare. Let's listen to their music. pregnant or married, whatever comes first.
It's for girls.
Yeah, so it's called the Girls Band.
All right, the Arabian Horse Association, versatile Arabians. They are gorgeous. And look at some of the outfits they're on, those horses, and the people that are riding them. Amazing. Now, here's a fun fact. Did you know that every single horse can trace its roots back to an Arabian? They are the world's oldest breed. We welcome them.
And so they call themselves the only true purebred because they are the oldest breed. This is the OG of horses.
I love it. Some of the horses are second generation of Rose Parade horses with their riders. They've been riding with our group long enough to be partnering with their second Rose Parade horse. We welcome them back again for yet another year.
They really are beautiful, beautiful horses riding. And, you know, they're so valuable. In Europe during World War II, Polish people protected their Arabian horses before their own homes. Now to another float. This is the Leishman Public Spirit Award for their floral presentation. And it comes from Cal Poly University's Lake Day with Scottish Animals and Nessie. They're bringing to life the best day ever for Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster.
There really is a Loch Ness Monster.
Apparently, and we're looking at her. And Cal Poly remains the only student-built float in the whole parade. So this was entirely built by students from Cal Poly. They've been participating for 76 years in the Rose Parade. They've won 62 trophies. Now we'll make it 63 because they won another one this year. And it's a joint effort between Cal Poly Pomona and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
I love that it's all student done here. How cool is that? How fun for them to be participating in this and be looking at the float saying, I did that. Okay, this is the University of Wyoming Western Thunder Marching Band. Notice the cowboy hat. This is their first year joining us here at the Rose Parade. Welcome, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Neat thing here, Alex, they're the only college marching band in the entire state of Wyoming. I'm thinking they're a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and you think about the size. I wonder if there are more people that live in Pasadena or Wyoming. That would be an interesting test, but let's listen to them.
Cowboy hat, proudly displaying Wyoming's long history of cowboy culture. That band, 230 people. We thank them for coming out to California, and how cool to be the only college marching band in Wyoming.
And I looked it up. Wyoming has 584,000 people, so there are more people living there than in Pasadena, but a lot more people living in Los Angeles and living in Long Beach than living in Wyoming. But they are a state, and they get 2 senators. But that's a whole other thing. We'll bring that up on a different show.
We'll
do that on a different show.
This is
okay.
not the issue is.
Los Hermanos Banuelos Charo team is here from Altadena, led by their marshal, Ramon Banuelos. It's a group of friends from Mexico that all now live in the San Gabriel Valley, and they celebrate their Mexican heritage together. They get together. They participated in 13 Rose Parades now, but the marshal says it brings tears to his eyes every time because he feels so much pride to be able to showcase his heritage to his community here. Look at that. They know what they're doing. That is impressive.
As we were watching them, we want to just kind of set you up for what's coming up next. Another mid-parade performance, they call it. We're going to enjoy Illinois soon. It's called Play Hooky in Illinois, so stand by for that. When we do have them come up, I see them rolling up the street here. It's a really cool, fun theme.
And a celebration of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Take it away.
It's time to play hooky in Illinois as we pay homage to Paramount's iconic 80s film Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Brought to you by Enjoy Illinois. This playful float features the smooth sounds of Illinois native Brian Culbertson and showcases the many ways you can create your own unforgettable best day ever in Illinois.
Enjoy Illinois. Brian Culbertson with the musical stylings there. Pretty spectacular. Thank you so much for joining us for the 136th Tournament of Roses Parade. I'm Alex Michelson.
And I'm Christine Devine. That was fun. I love Illinois' example of best day ever. Playing hooky, a day off, ditching school. Parents, we don't advocate that at all.
Yeah.
It's just for the parade.
But you'd think of Ferris Bueller's Day Off
fun.
originating from
Really
there. We continue with the floats right now, and we're looking right now at the Founders Trophy, which is the most outstanding float built and decorated by volunteers from the community. This is from the community of Downey, and it's called Our Garden Railroad. And you got a real railroad at play moving, which is pretty cool at the thing. Their best day ever is reliving their youth by riding a mini train around the garden. And it's pretty cool to see that thing moving right now. The 73rd year that Downey has been a part of this.
Beautiful. Thank you, Downey, for participating. People may not know about
Look at that
our
thing move,
communities.
right?
Yeah, Downey is one of our great communities here in Southern California. I think when I would watch this parade growing up in Arizona, I would hear of these different cities, and now I know where they are.
So now this is the 14th time that Downey has won the Founders Trophy. It was designed by Kelly Roberts, who's celebrating his 45th year of designing floats. And for Downey, clearly he wins a lot of awards. They keep him coming back. But the engineering to make that thing move looks pretty cool.
Let's talk about the Homestead High School Mighty Mustang Marching Band and Color Guard. They come from Cupertino, California. We're talking the Silicon Valley here in California. We have got a big state, so that's up north here from Pasadena. They have some famous VIPs who went to the high school there in Homestead. We're talking Steve Jobs. You might have heard of him.
Yes.
And Steve Wozniak. You might have heard of him.
Yeah.
Possibly some future tech
You
billionaires here.
might be watching this on your Apple phone right now, thanks to those guys, depending, or your Apple TV. And lots of great tech minds coming from Cupertino. Let's listen to their songs. Band from Cupertino consistently places among the top 5 bands at the Western Band Association State Championships. The Mighty Mustang Marching Band and Color Guard joining us from Northern California.
I wonder if Steve Jobs played the instruments.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Steve Wozniak did. He seems like a band guy. Steve Jobs, such an important and colorful life. Now to the President Award winner for outstanding use of presentation of flowers. This is from Western Asset. Wow. It is called Float Like a Butterfly. And the colors, Christine, on this are really extraordinary.
Flowers. Oh my gosh. It says only 30,000 flowers used. But I remember going to see this one thinking, I want that delivered to my house.
Yes.
I want that on my desk.
This might be the most beautiful in terms of flowers, which is why it did get that award. You see those butterflies in motion. 20 of them are all animated. 55-foot span on this thing. The animatronics on this, but just the colors are just incredible.
And remember, volunteers put each and every flower on that float. The roses they do just this week because they got to keep them fresh for the entire parade, to last a week, and then also for the 3 days of viewing for which the public can go and check them out.
And this is from Western Asset, which is a Pasadena-based company. And so they come, year after year, 16th year in the Rose Parade for Western Asset.
I can hear a marching band coming right
Yes.
up on us here.
I love the story behind
I
this
love
band.
this one too. This is the 605 All-Star Band. The first time 8 SoCal high school bands came together to create this. Now, if you know SoCal, we have a lot of freeways. This is the 605 freeway represented right here in the 605 All-Star Band. We're talking communities like Artesia, Bellflower, Cerritos, Ryan Gardens, La Mirada, Lakewood, Norwalk. Let's listen in. They are one of the largest bands to ever march in the Rose Parade. 407 students. Congrats to them and their families and their director. What a wonderful accomplishment to be in a hometown parade.
Yeah.
There are hometown people right here.
7 cities represented, 3 school districts all coming together as well. It's the first time they've ever done this, and hopefully it's the first of many. What a proud moment for their families as well.
And that title, one of the largest bands to ever march in the Rose Parade. We thank them for bringing us the beautiful sounds and the color in those flags and their uniforms. Absolutely gorgeous.
We love the hometown representation.
We're a little biased.
There.
A little biased.
And now we're going to stick in Southern California in a moment as we move a little inland.
Not yet. Don't take
Not
time away
yet.
from the flag
Yeah.
girls.
Do not leave those flag girls. Those flag girls,
They work very
know
hard.
what they're doing. Now we head to Norco for the Cowgirls Rodeo Drill Team, making their 11th appearance in the parade. It's a family affair. This year, the Cowgirls are led by Mashawn Bowen, who's riding besides her daughter, Morgan. And the youngest member in the group, 10-year-old Shay Cremo, is riding alongside her sister, Kayla, and her mom, Christy. I like this. We've seen this is the second group of women riding on horses, multi-generational, which is a very cool thing to see.
Can you imagine sharing that with your parent?
Yeah.
What a wonderful journey in life to share that joy.
And I love the pink, too. Isn't that cool? With the hats, the whole thing.
They stand out, don't they?
And the pink on the horses,
Yeah,
too.
they stand out. You see them coming.
Yeah, exactly.
We have the Princess Award right here. Congratulations, City of Torrance. Their theme, what a beautiful day. We saw this one going up as well, and I can tell you, they are so proud to have this float, the City of Torrance. And one of these birds here is named after a legendary float designer, Raul Rodriguez, who designed so many of these floats for so long. They're so proud of that. And also a student came up from West Hills High School, and there was a contest there, and won with the float we see here today. And that student is riding on the float. Sumisha Gotapati. Congratulations to you. Very exciting there.
And we saw, most of the volunteers on this float are from the city of Torrance. They come together, many of them year after year, to help showcase their community to the world. We see that in all of these different floats. Often the people that are making them are working together as a community, which we love to see. All right, now we go to the Blue Shadows Mounted Drill Team. You see this turquoise, which is them. They're from Lakeview Terrace here in California. Their marshal is named Allison Reed. They are dedicated to introducing youngsters to the wonderful tradition of horseback riding. They participated in 5 different Rose Parades starting in 2019. And for them, what's especially great is you don't have to own your own horse to become a member. They ride at facilities where you can rent a horse any night of the week. Riding experience not required. They'll teach you how to ride a horse. So this is a great way to sort of enter the horse market.
It is. All right, this float is Chasing Our Dreams, Oddfellows and Rebecca's. It's a cosmic spectacle. Look at that space theme there. Astronauts soaring through a galaxy of floral planets and stars above the carpet of, get this is one of the bigger ones, 60,000 flowers.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were checking out where all the flowers are kind of stationed as they prep them to be put onto these floats here. How spectacular. They've been taking part in this parade for 74 years. I think they got it down, especially that wave there. Hello, everybody on the float. Happy New Year to you.
We continue the music.
Salvation Army.
The Salvation Army here for their 103rd consecutive year. You know the bells when you hear them.
I have to donate when I see the kettle.
Yeah.
The red kettle. You just have to.
Yeah, they conduct social work to help meet human needs in 133 countries. This band also multi-generational. There's a marching side by side, a granddad, a son, and a grandson, all marching as well. Let's listen to them.
Just think of their legendary work in 133 countries. I mean, everyone knows the red kettle during the holidays, and to think of how much they do and how much good they do. Nice to see them getting to enjoy a parade.
And you think of them during the holidays, but
Yeah.
their work stretches all year long. We think of their stores and all the work that they do all year long, and starting the new year off right once again here in Pasadena with the Salvation Army Tournament of Roses Band.
I'd love to know the backstory of the band and who's participating. Right now, though, we're moving on to the Scripps Miramar Ranch and the world-famous horses. And what I love about this is Michelle McFarland began riding in the Rose Parade with her family when she was 10 years old in 1962. Oh,
Wow.
my goodness, to have enjoyed the parade all of these decades.
We all know and love Carson Kressley. Remember him from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy years ago? He's riding on this float for the 10th year in a row. He grew up, like Michelle, riding and showing horses.
Did not know that.
And you think of Scripps Miramars, it's a beautiful part of San Diego. The Isabella Coleman Award this year, which is for the presentation of color, goes to the City of Hope's float, which is called A Beautiful Day for Hope. City of Hope reminds us that for families touched by cancer and diabetes, every day is really a beautiful day for hope. They are one of the world's leading research facilities, and they try to give hope to people that are battling cancer. And you see the incredible peacock there demonstrated, and all the different shades of purple that are on display as well.
Just noting the work of the City of Hope. It's so important, and I think we all know somebody who's been touched by illness that way, cancer or diabetes, and to think of them being there for people to uplift them in a time of need is so important. Today they celebrate.
So how do they do this? So the peacock feathers include light green Yoko Ono plant, Kermit green mini mums, dark blue blueberries, light blue sapphire mums, yellow statesman micro palms, wine mums, lady light pink micro palms, white button mums, purple fine cut status, all to make all those colors come to life, which is part of the reason that they got the award for best color in the parade.
Well,
now we go to another winner.
We have the Queen Award right here. This is the Shriners Children's Hope Shine On is their float, and they've been providing life-changing care. We know the Shriners very well. Since 1922, they're one of the largest pediatric healthcare networks across North America with this gorgeous, gorgeous float. They've been in the parade for 13 years.
And there's some of the kids that they help. This is the only truly ADA compliant float. There's a ramp so the kids in the wheelchair can get on and off the float safely, and they're a part of this and highlighted as well. And then we see those iconic hats on display as well.
Their float made of poppy seed and seaweed, and onion seed and some other things I don't know how to pronounce. The things that they have here.
Be real.
So interesting. But they've been participating for 13 years. Hello, Shriners children. We love that you're here.
And we love that they are able to provide care to families regardless of their ability to pay. That every kid's life is valuable, and they make sure to provide care to every kid, regardless of, that they have no impact. The kid can't control what their parents' financial background is. The kid just wants to live a healthy and safe life, and that's the folks from Shriners making that possible.
Yeah, one of our true service organizations, and we are just grateful to see them with their message that's being broadcast across the globe. I mean, I'm getting texts from people in different cities. I don't know if you are, Alex.
Are you?
Who are watching us? Yeah. And we welcome them back.
Now to more music. This is going to be one of the big finales of the parade. Right now, why we paused a bit is things are a bit out of order, what was supposed to happen. They are now in the process of setting up for a musical performance. I'm not quite sure what caused everything to move out, but we see some of the kids there from Shriners who are a part of so many of the ads that we see. And so now, I believe we are ready for a musical performance.
I think we're gearing up for the grand finale here.
Here are Shriners Children's patients, Grayson and Paige. Shriners Children's is home to the world's leading pediatric, orthopedic, and burn care, empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary while always providing the most amazing care anywhere. Now, Grayson will throw the ceremonial first pass from the Rose Parade to the Rose Bowl game.
And I'm Tara Davis Woodhull, and as gold medalists from this year's Games in Paris, we're still celebrating some of the biggest wins of our lives.
For me, those wins wouldn't have been possible without the care and support that I received from Shriners Children's. And speaking of wins,
let's get ready to enjoy the Rose Bowl game as Oregon takes on Ohio State and the granddaddy of them all.
Come on, guys, let's cheer them on.
Let's go!
And now, celebrating more than 30 years of memorable family entertainment, including theater, film, animation, music and theme parks and resorts, we welcome Mansion Entertainment Group from Branson, Missouri, with a special multi-generational performance featuring Betty Who, Debbie Gibson, and the Debbie Allen Dance Academy.
The pressure's everywhere. Oh yeah, going right through here. The fever's in the air. Oh yeah, it's there. Don't underestimate the power of a lifetime ahead. Feel power, you see the energy coming up, coming down strong. From future only belongs to future itself. Come on, in the future is electric. It's true, it gets by it, so will I get the next generation. It's electrifying. Debbie Allen. Woo!
Two iconic Debbies, Debbie Gibson and Debbie Allen and her Dance Academy, two icons in the entertainment industry.
You see the big cheers there for them. That's part of the big finale of this parade. They moved it up a little bit to make it on terms of TV, but they will continue the parade because the parade ran a little bit long. But we're nearing the end of our coverage, and we just want to say thank you so much for starting your New Year's with us. I love that Fox is back covering the Rose Parade for the first time in some 30 years. I think we should do it again more often, and we appreciate you joining us on Fox TV stations around the country and also streaming on the Fox local app as well. We are so excited to start 2025. It's going to be an extraordinary year, and we're grateful to start it with you today.
Coming up behind us here is the Salesians of Don Bosco Southern California High School Band. I'm Christine Devine, Alex Michelson. We are thrilled to start 2025 with you here and showcase Southern California at its best, which is our weather. And of course, those people that are here in Pasadena can actually go look at the float in person over the next 3 days. But here we go with yet another band. And one of my favorite floats is coming behind us, too. I hope we get a chance to see it. It is the AIDS Healthcare Foundation with their Charlie Chaplin themed float. It's spectacular. It's coming up right behind the band here.
Yeah, Oye Como Va here from Carlos Santana that we're listening to from this band. And, you know, this day, after a year that's had so much chaos and tumult, is a reminder of the best of humanity, of all of us coming together with kids. And here is that float that we love so much, AIDS Healthcare Foundation, Charlie Chaplin, 100th anniversary of a Charlie Chaplin film, all about trying to get homeless people housed, and all of this day. We want to thank our entire production team at Fox who've worked so hard to make this possible, and we want to thank you so much for watching as well.
From wherever you're watching, whether it's right here at home in sunny Southern California or somewhere else across the state, across the nation, or around the globe, thank you, and Happy New Year to you here from Pasadena.
Happy New Year!